Saga over what to do with the broken Prichard water board continued tonight in Chickasaw. In addition to providing water to Prichard, they also provide service to Chickasaw. Residents from both communities attending an informational meeting. Prichard Water Board court-appointed receiver John Young on hand to answer questions about the draft master plan, which proposes turning over control and management to malls to operate. Of course, this Prichard board is in the situation after years of mismanagement and lack of repairs. Young explaining the master plan comes after looking at more than 20 alternatives and feels malls is the best path forward long term.
I think the number one question is water rates. And so when we did the evaluation, we focused on what was going to be most efficient for the customer, which option provided the best from a public health perspective, but at the same time had the lowest operating costs and potentially the lowest capital costs to provide the infrastructure improvements that we need.
So what is needed? Well, more than $400 million in repairs over the next 20 years. While not everyone, including Prichard Mayor Jimmy Gardner, is on board with the mall's alternative, those we spoke to tonight were for it. Do you think if a malls were to take over that the rates would go down and be affordable?
I think eventually it will. We don't expect for it to go down immediately because, as the receiver said, we're so glad we've thought and things that we've heard and we've seen, but we never had the kind of information and in-depth information that we've got now. So that's not our expectation. We have to be realistic, but we want a fix, and we don't want a temporary fix. We want a permanent fix.
The information that presented was very informative, and I think a lot of research has been done on it. I think they did a great job explaining why the water board is in the position that it's in now, and I think that was understood by both parties from Chickasaw and Prichard. So I think that was helpful, and then they really detailed and outlined what steps are going to need to be taken to get it to the point where it can be rectified.
And Young says the first step is over the next few months getting a detailed master plan to present to the malls board to approve a takeover. Hopefully, he says, by the end of the year. If that happens, a change to the state constitution to allow the transfer must happen, then a referendum to the voters. Meanwhile, between now and then, Young says he'll continue to look for grants to help with infrastructure repairs to the water system.